Adeel, you're very welcome to AI6. Thanks for joining me.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. Love to be here.
So, first of all, introduce yourself and your work in AI currently to our listeners and to our viewers.
So Jana, I'm into cybersecurity for last 10 to 11 years, and we are using AI when it was not a buzzword since that time for last 10, 11 years now. So majorly, after this, the hype from 2021 onward, I started working in especially the AI governance part, the guardrails, the risk associated with it, and I written two books on the same topic, but the first book is more technical. That is, the title is AI driven transformation of SOX. So SOX is a security operation center. That's a cybersecurity room basically, like just like the digital operation centers. Whereas the second book is all about AI. That's for the title is AI and Us, right? The us as humans, the ethical choices, right? Again, the guardrails, the governance, the technology point of view. So I am a big advocate in this AI governance space, and I'm a part of some NGOs, some organizations also, which is taking care for responsible AI.
And so, let's start off at the beginning. So, I had a group this morning, and primarily they are absolute beginners when it comes to AI. So, explaining how large language models work, how they're trained, how they can apply AI to their small businesses. But when it comes to governance, uh, for them at a very introductory level, what is your advice?
So, the easiest way to understand governors is again the guardrails. Okay, so just imagine there is a playing field, and in every playing field, you found one referee, right? So that referee is taking care that all the players play according to the rules of that game, right? So that referee is basically the guardrail. The referee itself is the governance body who is taking care that game should be played as it's supposed to be. So hope in the easiest way form I'm able to explain that. And just to add another step here, that if there are multiple guardrails, multiple referees in the same playing field, that is also not advisable, right? So, in every game field, there is only one referee, or maximum there is a third umpire, third referee, which is sitting outside somewhere. So, so we need to have a balance in between. No referee is also bad, and 15 referees also bad.
And so, what sort of guardrails are we talking about in that introductory level for somebody starting out who's maybe only just been playing around with ChatGPT, but they want to get more serious?
Sure, sure. So if we are only taking the example of a chat bot, like a chat GPT, you are just chatting with him, the guardrails are that it cannot advise you how to build a virus. It cannot advise you something which only doctors can solve. It cannot advise you with something which is related to sex or porn, right? So these are some of the guardrails which you are seeing on day to day basis. That in some of these questions, the chatbot will say no to you, right? This is few guardrails. Secondly, there is another step to it. If you are a little pro and you know how to integrate your Claude, your ChatGPT with different solutions, like you are familiar with APIs, like you are integrating with APIs. If you know about that, then the guardrail is that what it can do there and what it cannot. So you are using OpenClaw on your own computer, and now you have the integration with WhatsApp, with Telegram, with your Gmail, with your Canva, for example. It's going there and drawing something for you. So you have to see that, first of all, the API security, is it secure or not, and secondly, what are the guardrails, like what it can do and what it cannot. So there need to be some potential boundaries around this area, that what it can do and what it cannot. And if it's doing something wrong, especially in the organization part, the question comes for the accountability part, that who is accountable then.
And so we're not only training our assistants in our own corpus of knowledge, our own standard operating procedures, our own brand guidelines, tone of voice. You're saying it's equally important that we train chatbots, assistants, agentic workflows in what not to do.
100%, 100%. What not to do? It's just like understand this chatbot or your AI assistant as your employer. So when you hire an employee, you always go with the training and you tell them where to go, where not to go, what are the boundaries, as I said. So what not to do is really really important. So you have to teach and please I would repeat this thing that understand him as an employee only. Why? Because it does not happen that, for example, you said employee to write in a specific way and it write in another way. You cannot fire him on the spot, right? You at least give some time. So similarly, if you are training that AI model for some times, it will do exactly what you are supposed to ask them to do.
And we know the capabilities of artificial intelligence. It's so broad. But the other side of that is that there are significant increases in AI promoted cybersecurity attacks. And there's also a real nervousness I'm finding with clients, with students on really embracing AI fully because they know giving API access, setting up agentic workflows is maybe opening new gateways for cybersecurity agitators to come in, steal data, take over websites and whole AI systems in return for a ransom. So, how do we negate against that fear and protect against those risks?
So basically, when since the times AI came become a hype word, I'm always in a positive direction that no, it's going good, it's doing good. But frankly speaking, now this is a time where we as the cybersecurity professionals are also worried. Why? Because just I'm talking about APIs. I know people who have like just tried, just they are trying to learn. They try to install, Open Claw one time, and then they bought the subscription of Claude, and now they are working with Claude Cowork or Claude Code. They have already utilized 50 plus APIs. So like because obviously they are trying, they're trying to learn, and it's not about that. Claude Cowork has the option of connectors where you are connecting. Sometimes it's creating a Python command for any particular software and asks to copy paste the API there, right? In text file, not in the chat. So like and when we go to organizations say that we are using 20 apps. Just imagine an individual in 2026 is using 50 plus APIs, and an organization who don't know or who is not using AI to that extent is saying that I'm only using 20 apps. So this is entirely changing the parameters, the entirely changing the application structures. So so cybersecurity is a big alarm, I must say here. And and you will ask that what to do about it. The exact answer, the right answer is to do the pen testing, which most of us don't know, right? How to do the pen testing, how to check those that API security. So I would suggest that ask that own system, whatever you are using, Claude, DeepSeek, Chat GPT, or whatever. Ask them to help with the fine tuning and the cybersecurity part of it. It will give you the guidelines, and there are so many videos available how to fine tune, how to turn off different parameters, and what are the best practices with regards to security when you are using these chat gpts and all. Because see, there is hallucination, there is that it can go to the AI slope thing, right? So uh, please build those guardrails, then only start working. Otherwise it's a disaster nowadays.
And of course, while there are YouTube videos out there and we can ask the models how we protect ourselves when we're making those connections through APIs, it's probably best that you get somebody who actually knows what they're doing if you are allowing these systems access your proprietary and confidential data within your business or organization. So yeah, I think people are stuck somewhere between really wanting to experiment, but wanting to do it in a safe, like sandbox area. So when you're now dealing with clients now at the moment, what are you getting hired for? What's the most common ask that people have of you?
So, you already mentioned that they have to approach to cybersecurity professionals and who knows better. So that's one of the way where people are hiring our services. So either I'm a virtual CISO. Virtual CISO is virtual Chief Information Security Officer, as an information security officer for organization, or I'm acting as a CAIO, the Chief AI Officer. So I'm juggling between these jobs usually, or otherwise I am doing these type of podcast and speaking gigs.
And so, we started out at the end of 2022 with ChatGPT, and we've had all the other large language models, but agentic AI has become pretty mainstream now. And you mentioned OpenClaw, and I see that other large language models are actually mirroring the power of OpenClaw and creating their own versions. It seems to me that while we're all using AI, there's a very small cohort who are getting the benefits from really setting up agentic workflows. Talk to us a little bit about the value and the capability of using agentic AI.
um, I would start answering this by Anthropics, the company behind Cloud. They have only one marketing person in their entire team. Okay. So just to explain you that how it's working, basically, obviously that guy is like a superhuman at this time. So I must say that what I'm seeing, we are going to get into 2027, 2028, that there will be a human with AI, and there will be humans without AI or less dependency on AI, and the human with AI will always win. So it's not about now that you are more intelligent than me. No, it's all about that how many tools you are using, and how good you are using with those AI tools versus who is less using the inferior tool, or they are not using any tools nowadays, right? There are still businesses who which don't have even websites today, right? So I skipped your message, your question. If you can please repeat that.
Yeah. So, what is the value of actually
Agentic.
agentic? Yeah. What's the real value that we can get from when we have our guardrails up and we're all set up correctly?
Yeah, so as I mentioned about this Anthropics one marketing guy, so he has multiple agents. Again, understand them as an employee, that they have, for example, 50 different agents which are doing 50 different jobs. Okay, so and that's not difficult to build. For example, somebody in your audience is a job seeker, right? So they can go to Claude and they can ask that build me a agent, a GUI based, a graphical user interface, which I can open in browser, or which can be open on my Mac, on my desktop, and I can run every single day by myself, because I don't want to have it scheduled, because I need to turn my laptop on. I will turn my computer on and I will start, just click on button, start finding job in my field, right? So that's now like one agent which is fulfilling one job at a time. Okay, then you can create second, then you can create third. So I will give you the step by step approach. Okay, one day, just start from your own work. What you are employed for, what you are working, so what your day to day look like. And so for example, you do one task, just write that first task to any this chatbot, and say, tell me how I can automate this. Okay, then second step, then second third task, then fourth task. So if you are doing 100 tasks a day, tell one by one how I can automate this and build an agent around it. If you have 100 agents, that 100 agent will, replicate your day-to-day work every single day. And it's not about that you are not doing any job. You are adding more responsibility to your own. So you will be like a superhuman. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely. A human, because of the super agentic AI workflows that we've implemented. what are your predictions for going into 2027? Like, where are we going to be? What's going to come to the market? You and I are obviously watching how AI is evolving, and we understand. But what are your predictions for next year? We're a quarter of the way into 2026.
I think so that especially as I'm a cybersecurity professionals, there will be two sides of it. One, there will be less cybersecurity vendors. Why? Because these solutions will build their security, and you can build a cybersecurity product, for example, an endpoint protection in minutes now from these tools. And at the same time, the adversaries will go to another step. They can automate more of cybersecurity attacks and other stuff. Secondly, from the AI perspective, the agents have already outnumbered human in the identity space. I'm also into identity governance and all. So in identity space, we always say that it's 80 to 1, that 80 are machines and 1 is human as of today, so
Wow, 80 to 1 right now today.
exactly, in terms of the identity. So if a organization have 100 users, there will be, into 80 will be only the accounts, only the users which are not physical users, right? They are all machines.
Yeah.
So this is the stage where we are sitting right now. So this will exponentially grow. And in the content creation world also, you will see AI avatar everywhere. We are already seeing it. You can find my digital twin also online. So that's already started, but that will boom up. And again, agentic AI will be so common. And I am seeing that in 2027, like your day-to-day talks will AI will be doing it. And like they are still doing, but that will amplify. Just to give you example, now right now, Claude Cowork has the option that it will control your computer only on Mac, and that's also in the experimental phase. It's not available on Windows, right?
Mhm.
So other companies will also jump up. Microsoft Copilot is trying to do this for 3 years. There was a backlash, and then they stopped, right? So they are also gonna do it. Now you have the Apples of the world who is already revamping the Siri, which will just like as a chat GPT, every time active on your computer, on your mobiles, and all the MacBooks. So it will, multiply, I must say, 500 times. No, it will not stop, and it will boost our productivity a lot.
I was telling a group that I was teaching this morning how I was using AI, and I was telling them that I was building my second brain, and curating all of my corpus of knowledge over many years and setting up a system where it would read it on a daily basis. And I would then talk to my second brain using voice, because voice is my preferred medium and it's less onerous. And then I would then instruct it to delegate to my team, my human team, but also delegate to my agents. So that's where I am building internal capability and seeing how far I can push AI. What are you doing that's quite innovative in your own business, in your own work?
So as I mentioned, I already created my digital twin. So on my social media, socials, and everywhere, you will start seeing it. I think I already uploaded 2 or 3 videos, but you will start seeing more of them. And that will be like automated. Like every day you are getting one or two um, uh, avatar based these things. And right now, you are from AI space, you can tell that this is a digital twin. But in 2027, you would not be able to tell the difference, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I'm doing. This brain idea is amazing. I just I'm worried that I don't have that big brain as ChatGPT has. So it will not add value to it. But mashallah, you are amazing. You can definitely do that.
And the digital twin, I'm currently cloning my voice also, with a view to doing that. And I know so many people, like even on today's class, about a quarter of them said, I'm worried about when my organization speaks that it will sound like AI. It won't be our authentic voice. And people are really negative towards a AI twins and receiving AI content. but I genuinely feel that this is because we're early on in our AI transformation. Do you predict that? I mean, I'm already seeing crazy figures like, you know, 30, 40 could be more percentage of internet content will actually be AI generated. Do you think that the human will at some stage accept that AI generated content is just the world that we live in?
It will take time because now, like we have not accepted EVs up till now, right? Even we are seeing gas crisis and everything. So the adoption takes time, but it will take time definitely. And Gary Vee already predicted that they will outnumbered in 2027 only, especially in the content world, right? So there will be like five reels of AI content creators and then one real one, and you cannot find the difference. So and I'm sure that the main advantage after once it will be streamlined, that you are not comparing your life with that real life, right? Real life versus real life. So
Yeah.
that distinguishes everything is AI. So there will be no fight over that. I need to like travel 8 countries in a month because of my friend who is on Instagram doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So finally, what are your top three AI tips for somebody in a business, running a business who really wants to advance in 2026? What are the three things that they should do?
First of all, come up with the use cases.
Mm,
Okay, because that's a big lack. Like right now, the board members are like they are pushing hard. We need to see AI within 90 days, within 60 days, within 6 months, whatever. And like the team is panicking. They are doing 50 different POCs experiments every single day. They are not. So please try to build use cases. And as I told you, the steps, right? Start from you as an employee, like create your hierarchy, what your organization look like, and write everybody's tasks. Like this girl has 50 tasks. How many talks can be replicated or automate by AI? Ask her to do it. I'm not saying that uh, just get rid of her, but ask her to do it so that she has more time. She can do other work also, like more productivity. So please go down to the whiteboard, blackboard, drawing board, and try to build the use cases. Once you have those use cases, then consult some expert in AI, that how you can solve it and what you can solve and what you cannot solve, right? Like there need not to be a push from the business side that just do it. This is number one. Number two is obviously the security. Please take care of the security side of it. And third is the accountability and biasness. We did not discuss biasness, but that's also a very big area when we are talking about ethical AI. So number one, the AI need not to be biased, and you can create his or her, whatever the avatar you have created, his direction towards what you want to achieve. So that you need to mold, because you are the one who is training, right? This is your model now, right? So you have to mold it in a non AI specific mode. Just to give you example that sometimes my because my account is a max account, my wife is also using the same account, and it's always giving, like, after completing the sentence, it's always saying that can I mold this answer to a cybersecurity perspective, to her also, because that avatar knows that Adil is a cybersecurity guy, right? But she is not. So just mold it in the biasness, and the accountability is always um, is a big question. So there are two key words here: human in the loop and human on the loop, right? So humans should always be in the loop, especially for the medium, high, and critical workflows. They need to only decide. They need to be the risk takers. They need to be the decision makers. In the night, if AI has taken the decision, and in the morning they are blaming each other that who took the action and like who is responsible. So it should always be humans.
well, that's brilliant advice. So, where should people go and find you if they want to see your digital twin? And maybe you'll pop up at some stage too. Where should we direct them?
I will share the links of my books also. Otherwise, my website is adeel.solutions. You can book a call with me also, and obviously my LinkedIn also.
Well, listen, I will put all of that in the show notes. Wonderful conversation, Adeel. I think we could talk all day about uh, where AI is going, but I appreciate your time and I appreciate your insights for my audience. So thank you for joining me.
No problem at all, Jenny. Lovely, lovely talking to you. Have a nice day. Enjoy. Cheers.